Hi everyone and welcome to One Six Figure Focus, and you're very welcome to the very first live stream on this channel. I have been guests on numerous other live streamers and collecting YouTubers, and I'm very, very grateful for that. As I say, from every single one of these streams I've ever done, I love collecting, I love photography, I love making and editing videos. But most of all, I like talking about collecting with similar minded individuals. Let's get started. All right, so it's time to make a dog's dinner of this. We'll have a look at, see if there's anybody in the chat. Oh, we have a few people. Brilliant, good stuff. It's always nice not to be talking to myself, which, to be honest, I do a lot of the time. So who do we have? We have Triple G Comics, a staple in the collecting community and in the chat. You have Universal Key. How are you? We've Tyria. Is it Tyria or Tyria? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I'm sorry, I'm after probably butchering that, but I appreciate you being here and leaving your comment. Again, it's always great with the comments, folks. I like the engagement because otherwise I feel like I'm talking to myself. At least that's the way it is on the Instagram videos. Keith, thank you very much for being here. Let's get the show on the road. Yeah, just about. How are those O'Haras going down? Are you drinking the IPA or are you drinking some sort of stout? I know that you are an IPA man, a craft beer lover like myself. Loco Lou is like, he's like Chuck Norris. He doesn't sleep, he waits. He doesn't, he's a live stream addict. I love it. Probably one of the most positive people around. In fairness, the collecting community is a very positive place. Sorry, that was necessary. But yeah, Loco Lou is a positive human being in the midst of positive human beings in a very overall positive community. Let's face it. Unfortunately, sometimes the odd few negative folk get a bit more airtime, but we'll leave them off. Figurassic Park, how are you? If you haven't checked out Figurassic Park on Instagram, you should really go over and give him a follow because his photography is just fantastic. Like, we know that the reason we got into this game and collecting these 6-scale figures is because of their highly accurate, high quality detail and the head sculpts. But this guy's photography just brings it to a whole new level. William Owens, again, someone I've seen a lot, long before he had an Instagram, long before I was live streaming, when I was just involved in the chat, and I'd see him popping up the whole time, and it's pretty amazing that he's here now. The 1/6 scale man. So it'd be just downright rude of me not to acknowledge the amount of support and work that Lael has helped me with and given me on the channel over the last few months. I think it was maybe about 3 months ago, I was just in the collect room. I was rearranging a few things. I was taking some photography and I was listening to I think it was a day the Super Bowl was on because Will Fox Vacation was streaming on a Sunday quite early. And I just commented and Lael just shut down the whole show. He just goes, right, shut it down. Listen, if you haven't followed 1/6 Figure Focus on Instagram, yeah, his photography is great. Just go over there, give him a follow. And I just started, and then he messaged me and asked him to be on the live stream. So yeah, that was great. So Bob Dylan, a dog's dinner sounds appealing. Yeah, Keith, in a few months, Shane, you'll love looking back at this stream. I'm sure I will. Michael Orozco. It's a pretty cool name. I know I'm not pronouncing it right, but hey, I love the channel and your collection. Thanks very much, man. Thank you very much. I'm just grateful that I'm in a position to collect and be able to do this and have the just the support here. Both pronunciations are okay, no worries. I do fair. So Tyria. Those Tyria sounds. Yeah, that's fair enough. So Tyria. Again, give us a thumbs up if I'm pronouncing that right. So Tyria, grand, like a golf tee. Super. DT Artman, another staple in the community. Bob Dylan says the collecting community is fairly positive, takes a long swig. That's brilliant. Yeah, that was completely unintentional. Tell me, are the levels okay? Am I breaking up here or is it okay? Figurassic Park says, thank you, Copper. Good evening, lad. Congrats on the live stream. Thank you very much. That's because you're my brother and deserve the honor. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I have been collecting since Sideshow opened. Wow, and sold their first figure at Kmart and Walmart. I was also I also was one of the first head sculptors. As in, you worked for them. You got my name right. Good stuff. So Tiria, audio is golden, just like your voice, Bob Dylan. You charmer. Keith says sound is perfect. Shane, all good. Sorry, I got distracted by my pint and forgot about the time. We all have days like that. Lee, Tiria, stream is loud and clear for me. Good stuff. All right. So it sounds crisp. Excellent stuff. All right, folks. So what I'm going to do is, I don't know how I'm going to stay. As I have to pop this up for Ben. Happy loss of live stream, Ignigity, my friend. Loss of live stream. I get you. Sorry. Yeah, Ginity, gotcha. Sorry, a bit slow on the uptake there. Custom sculptures. Right. That's interesting. You provide some interesting view and 6-scale community. Hopefully. And Brandon Salad. Okay, so I will go back to the chat. I will definitely go back to the chat eventually, but I just want to get my kind of bearings here with some of these banners and stuff. So if I can click in here, just see, first of all, we got my banner going there. Happy days, right? So I'm going to attempt to share part of my screen here. And what we're going to do is I'm going to give you a layout. Depending on how this goes, it could go on an hour. I'm going to stay for an hour at least. If I'm feeling it and there's more engagement from the chat, I'll stay on for an hour and a half, 2 hours, 7. We'll see how it goes. So the first thing is I just want to check out, I want to give you a kind of an overview. Okay, just want to give you an overview. So you should be able to see the slides there now. So this is kind of what I intend to go through. Some figures that were released that are actually, available to buy now from Sideshow. Some figures that have been announced. Oh, we got 20 watching. Good stuff. I was not expecting that. Thank you so much. Like, that is brilliant. Good stuff. So at this point in time, I do have to just add something else in here. I will be making Obi-Wan Kenobi references throughout the show. So if you haven't seen it, might be aware from some spoilers, some potential spoilers. I'm not going to delve too deep into it, but there might be one or two things that are a little spoilery. But just wanted to pop that up. Also gives me an opportunity to use these banners. So like I said, we're going to be going through releases, figures of releases, figures that were announced, figures that I've ordered in the last 2 weeks. Even though I'm not really pre-ordering, I'm going to give my logic why I opted to jump on some of these grenades. Things I've actually got arrived. That's only one as far as I know, in the last week or two. And then predicted. Now, when we get onto the predictions, I have no source. I have zero source. I know nobody in Hong Kong or no one who works from Hot Toys. I'm never, ever going to allude that I do otherwise. I know nothing. I just think that based on some sort of logic that Hot Toys have, I know that Hot Toys are very illogical as a company, but I'm just going to give some insights into what I predict that's going to come. And when you look at them, they do make sense. So what's the next thing that I want to do? Right, I want to start off with, I suppose we'll go to the released. All right, so I'm going to remove that. And what's the first thing we're going to talk about? Released. Okay, so first thing I want to talk about, really briefly now, folks, because I know this has been done a bit. So I'm going to go through some of these releases, then I'll address the chat again. All right, so you should be able to see Taskmaster there. So really quickly check, I want to check on some of these comments. Could you give us a thumbs up if you can see Taskmaster up there sharing the screen? I'm pretty sure I'm doing it right, but I just want to make sure. Can you just give us a thumbs up if you can see what I can see? We'll address some of these comments here again. Fuzzy Dunlop, another stable in the collecting community and the chat. Damon Zapp, Loco Lou, super positive. Copper, I've been collecting 1/6 since 2013. The collection is mostly Star Wars at this stage. I have about 140 plus figures. Wow. Running out of space. That is amazing. Dan and Dre, I never know if they had $1 for every time someone asked them if it's Dan or Dre. I'd say they'd be Rich men. So Triple G is here, and then T Ria. Yeah, okay, good. We can get a thumbs up. Great. I'm gonna jog on with this. So, okay, so I'm not gonna delve too deep into this because I think this has been done to death at this stage. But look, I'll give my thoughts on it. It looks great. It's exactly as it looked in the movie. The only thing I have with it is that, again, like a lot of collectors, we're limited by, well, the vast majority of us are, I assume, are limited by space and money. These high-end collectibles unfortunately come with a high-end price tag, and with inflation, nothing is getting cheap. But the detail on this piece here, I'm just going to flick through some of these images. It looks, Hot Toys have done their job right. The issue I have with it is I would have preferred to see a more comic accurate villain, as in I wanted to see Anthony Masters. I thought the change that they did on the gender swap and stuff was very forced. I think there was enough very strong female characters in the movie. Like, come on, it's Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson. Like, you know what I mean? She got her solo movie. Also, Yelena stole the show. The mother, strong female characters, which, you know, younger girls watching this need those role models as well. So, I mean, like, Black Widow, she's up there with the likes of Sarah Connor, Okoye, Michonne from The Walking Dead, same actress, Enid Adore Melage, Princess Leia, you know, these strong female characters, Jyn Erso. Like, so I didn't feel that they needed to do that swap. That's just my opinion on it. But I think the outfit looks great. Hot Toys did their job right, but I won't be picking this up. I need to really stay in my lane with this. Right, so the next thing, we're still in the sideshow site here, it's just a handy enough version. And the next thing I'm going to take a look at is that Mark V. Okay, so Mark V is also released this week. Now, I'm going to just have a look at the chat for a second because I really want to know, just before I go into this and take a look at this beautiful piece, I want to know, like, usually Hot Toys make an announcement. It goes up on the their Hot Toys Facebook. It goes up on the official Hot Toys Instagram. A lot of the Facebook groups start sharing them. Super. And then, you know, it goes up for pre-order, and then about a year and a half, 2 years, 3 years later, the blogger photos come out, and they're usually slightly different because it's the final version. So obviously it might be slightly better, might be slightly worse, whatever. But the blogger gets some, you know, photographer gets their hands on the figure and takes their photos on it. But like, as far as I understand, the Mark V is out. My question to the chat now is that I did not see a post on the official Hot Toys Instagram. I also didn't see a blogger post on the Hot Toys Facebook group. I thought that was a bit unusual. Did anybody else notice that? Or maybe anyone provide some clarity on that? So the question is, like, I didn't see it. I checked literally before I did the stream, was doing a bit of prep for it, and I just checked, and I haven't seen anyone. Anyone know why that is? Why didn't we get that? Why didn't we get that the usual blogger photos for the Mark V? Because it has been announced. I'm seeing people who get it. I think I'm pretty sure Dan and Drafe 6-Scale Reviews have the figure in hand. I was watching their premiere. I actually was half doing the things. I've got to come back and watch the second half because someone called the door. But I was watching it, and yeah, it looks like a beautiful figure, but I didn't see those blogger photos. So Bob Dylan. Bob is the man with the info. They skip reissue sometimes. Blogger photos are an added expense. All right, that's fair enough. That might make perfect sense. Also, would have loved Rachel Weisz in figure form as well. Is Rachel Weisz, is it Weisz or Weisz? Is she Daniel Craig's wife? Did I just make that up in my head? Let me know if you know that in the comment section there. William Owens, I have the original. It's a fantastic figure. Anyone want to let me know, like, anyone have the both of them? Or even Dan and Dre from 6K Reviews. I know you have the new one. Did you have the old one as well? Or is there much of a difference? Fuzzy Dunlop says, yes, I presume that's Rachel Weisz is Daniel Craig's wife. All right, let's take a look at some of these photos. All right, when it comes to Iron Man, I have 4. I have the quarter scale Mark III. I have the Mark 47. I've got the Battle Damage Mark 85. And my favorite, my fire figure, as in if the house is on fire and I could take one figure, the Sideshow exclusive Hot Toys diecast Mark 6. If you're watching any of my videos, you know that already. You probably heard me say that before. But I love the Mark 5, but I'm done. I can't really, I can't justify getting another Iron Man. I don't need them all. I've picked my favorite suits. Mark 6 is my favorite suit. The Battle Damage Mark 85 and the Mark 47 and obviously the Mark 3, they are my favorite ones. Skipped on the Mark 7. I'm going to have to skip on this one as well, but I really like how lean this is. I like the way that there's only 2 color tones here as well. It's not like the Mark 6. Mark 6 has red, gold, and a bit of silver. This just seems to have the red and the silver, and it's really lean, which makes perfect sense because he puts it in a suitcase. And I love the way that they did that because if you ever read the Iron Man comics, like, they're so ridiculous. He walks around with this suitcase, like, and all this armor in a suitcase. And when he suits up, he takes it off and he puts it on. But then he'd be shot in the face. Like, what's the point? Like, it's kind of funny. Like, it really is funny and impractical. But like, what I love about the MCU is instead of doing a direct lift, which is not going to work because it's ridiculous, it would be completely impractical, they just pick and choose. And I really like this. Was probably my favorite suit up because it gave a nod to the comic books, but they didn't do a direct lift. They took it, they adapted it, they made it modern, and they made it work. It was really cool. The 2 hands go into the suitcase, it wraps around him. That's pretty cool, like, in fairness. Like, so yeah, this looks super. Just a really cool design. Like, even if it was nothing to do with Iron Man or comic books, whatever, if I saw this drawn on a page or like in a shop or in a video game, I'd be thinking like, yeah, this is just cool. Like, so am I picking it up? No. Are Lael and Cam trying to get me to pick it up? Yes. But no, this is where discipline kicks in. I can't have everything. Yeah, 5 details, what I have behind, rotating the collection, that's where it's at. If you want to do one for that clean display. I can hear Lael doing the squeaky voice now in my head. I know he's thinking it. I know if you're out there, Lael, I know you're doing it. All right, so yeah, so they're the 2, as far as I know, they're the 2 releases this week. You'd have Taskmaster, you need the Mark 5. Quick check in on the chat before we go to announced. Universal Key, yes, I think she is. That's Rachel Weisz, is Daniel Craig's wife. Michael says they're married, yeah, since 2011. Bob, do you know everything? Are you Googling this? That's just hilarious. 2 kiddos. Do you know their star signs as well, by any chance, Bob? Damon Zapp. Let's give a salute to Bob Dylan. Figurassic Park. I'm out of shelves because all of these Iron Man suits, but I love them all. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, they're like, in fairness, like, besides the House Party Protocol, there's not too many Iron suits that I don't really like. I just found some of the House Party Protocol. They're kind of, you know, kind of one-trick ponies almost. Like, one of them's a real big heavy one that wrecks things, and you know, some of them are still cool, but just not my cup of tea. All right, Keith says, any idea what's the best-selling Hot Toys Iron Man released? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. Do you include the reissues? Like, surely my logic would be that if they reissue something, it's because it's a very good seller. Sir. All right, it's okay. So I don't know. If you skip this now, you'll chase it later when the suit-up version drops, and everyone will want to show the evolution from the racing suit to the full armor. You see, you've just described like an entire detail from space there to me, Bob. You cannot enable me, Bob. Cam tries it. Lael tries it. Everyone tries it. I will not be enabled. I collect what I like. But nice try. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate the comments and I appreciate the engagement. Michael says, thanks so much for your broadcast. Got to go back to work. So happy I made it to your live broadcast. Thanks, your friend Mike. Man, thank you. I really appreciate that. I got 29 in the chat. I legitimately, this is not modesty. I did not think anyone would be here. I thought maybe I'd have 5 or 6 of my closer YouTube friends, but I really appreciate this. 6 scale Padawan, I would have guessed either Mark 7 or Battle Damage Mark 85. Yeah, the Mark 7 could be a good guess. As a beginner, you bring such a wealth of information. Damon, I'll take that, but I'll also give you a little bit of knowledge. I bought my first 2 Hot Toys in 2009. So not a lot of people, they think I'm new, but when The Dark Knight came out, I was like, right, I needed a representation of Batman. I need a representation of the Heath Ledger Joker. So that film came out in 2008. It was shortly after 2009. at the latest 2010. So I've been in the game a while, but I've just taken big gaps in between. But I suppose I went hard into it in 2017. So yeah, new to the YouTube game and the Instagram, but not in terms of collecting. So we have off on Studios, OG7 suits are must. Yeah, that's true. Those 7, and they're different enough to justify having them all in nice Hall of Armor. The 6-scale gallery. Okay, so folks, I won't be offended if you really, really quickly switch apps and go on to Instagram and look at the 6-scale gallery. Alan, good friend of ours, has been on Collector Lounge a few times before. Won't be offended if basically everyone leaves right now and go into Instagram for 2 seconds and follow the 6-scale gallery. Again, he's one of these people who the portrait photography he does on these 6-scale figures, we all know that the detail is amazing on them and the head sculpts are amazing. And 99% of the time they hit it out of a park. But Alan, his photography brings it to a whole new level. It literally looks like little humans. It's amazing. So make sure that you follow Alan on Instagram. It's the 6-scale gallery. Okay, really quickly, 1 or 2 more of these chats, and then I want to go on to announced. There's a figure, very controversial figure that I want to talk about. The people probably would think I don't like, but I actually really do like. So Riley, just wanted to pop in before I head to work. Had to make the first live Superman. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Bearded nerdy. Oh, sorry, I can't stick around. Got to go to work. Man, of course, no problem. No problem at all. Mate, my wife overheard that, and now I feel amazing. Man, look, Alan, it's got skills. If you're still listening, your husband has serious photography skills, and he has been. The word's getting around 38. Where are these people coming from? This is class. This is super. Yeah. All right. Good stuff. All right. So, right. Let's move on from the chat briefly, and we're going to go to announced. So I really want to talk about this particular figure. Give me 1 second. I'll sort this out. I want to talk about. You know what? I will talk about the 2 troopers really, really briefly. So 1 second. Add the stream. Gotcha. Right. So look, I'm a trooper collector. I think a lot of people were surprised when I said I wasn't going to pick these up. I was really Brandon Salad, actually, I think he sent me an email, or Brandon Salad messaged me on Instagram, and he has a code, and I actually just forgot to get back to him. I was in the middle of doing something and forgot. So Brandon, if you're out there, thank you very much. He actually offered me a code to give to some people or take it myself. But even though I'm a trooper collector, I'm not picking any of these 2 up. So I'm not picking up the Death Trooper. I'm not picking up the Clone Trooper. It's not because they don't look good. They look amazing, and I would imagine that these particular figures, they look so much better in real life. Liel was there, Riley was there, Mario. They were all over in Star Wars Celebration. They said these exclusives, they just pop, like they're on another level, and you really appreciate them more so when you actually see them. Me personally, I have to draw the line somewhere. Because they didn't appear, say, on screen, and like I've limited space, like a lot of people, I'm going to have to take the pass on them. But I might actually, if that offer from Brandon is still open, I might actually just check out. If you want to send me the code, maybe I'll post it into the chat or something to Brandon. If you're still there, if you're comfortable with that, I'll check in later on. So these are, 1 second, I'm getting my banner up. These are announced. All right, so going to move on from this one here. So they're the 2 figures that are announced. Everyone knows what we're going to talk about next. If you know the next figure we're going to talk about was announced this week, basically broke the internet, but broke the 6-scale collecting internet anyway. So let's take a look at it. All right, so where are we going? Okay, so I want to, give me 1 second. So make sure I do this. All right, so just want to share this. Just getting this next window open, and we should be in business now. All right, so a quick check. I presume everyone. Yeah. All right. So this is the next one we got to talk about. First of all, yeah, actually, Brandon, if you're still in the chat and you still have that code, I won't use it, but if you want to post that code up, and first person that gets it. Right, really quickly before we talk about Strange, Dead Strange. Where we do Connell P. 95. What's up, collectors? Right of you. Let's get Shane to 700 subs. I think I'm at 690, but that'll be great. Thank you very much, Riley. Shane loving that scally. Yeah. Got to rock the Irish kind of Peaky Blinders look. Defo getting these variants are a must get. Okay, so you're a big clone collector then, Copper. Off on Studios hasn't appeared on screen yet. That's a very valid point. Yeah, it's a very valid point. Big fat skip for me. I presume you're talking about. The troopers. The 6 scale. Thanks, Bob Dylan. Love your custom Iron Man on Figure Flex Friday. Mike says, "Hey everyone, congrats on your first live stream. Focus." Bob Dylan, thanks, 6 scale Padawan. Okay, code incoming shortly, folks. Brandon Salad has very, very kindly is going to generate a code. I think these are ones for the Star Wars Celebration exclusives. The chromed out clone trooper with the 2 different helmets, the Phase 1, Phase 2 helmet, and then the chromed out Death Trooper. And the code, I believe, gets you free shipping. I'm not sure does it do worldwide, but it does US anyway. This is so creepy. You have to get the Dead Strange. Yeah, we're going to take a look at this. This is an interesting one. Right. I've made my feelings on Doctor Strange 2 quite clear. It just wasn't for me. I'm not going to get into it now, because I'll just sound toxic and it's not my style. So I just didn't like the movie, and I didn't like the zombie at all. I thought in parts of it really did look like I just didn't think the effects were great. I think it looked really like Weekend at Bernie's, to be honest, or Billy Butcherson from the Hocus Pocus. Again, if you love it, you love it. If you like it, you like it. That's cool. It'd be very boring if we all liked the exact same thing. I personally didn't. However, this looks insane. This is one of the most impressive Hot Toys pieces I've ever seen. I'm not getting it. I'm 100% not getting it. I didn't like the movie. Can't justify getting it. This does look amazing. This is a work of art. Even though it's scary and visceral and parts are even disgusting looking, the detail, and it's just the attention to detail, the sheer shelf presence this is going to have, like the wingspan on it, and even I think this head sculpt looks better than the actual effects in the movies. Look at it. So you have Dead Strange from Doctor Strange 2 or the Multiverse of Madness. This itself is a spoiler. Look at all the different arms that he has, because I know that in Infinity War, when he did that arm thing, when he kind of cloned himself and he's using that magic, they never actually released that. However, a third-party company made that attachment that you could clip on the back of the Infinity War Doctor Strange. But this here, they've gone and just done the whole thing. It was just like Hot Toys just said, hold my beer, and then just look at all these arms and everything. And then you have the cape, the torn cape. It looks like a massive crow behind him. The skull's embedded. How are they even gonna? They must be really, really light. They must be really, really light. And the wire here, I don't even know, is that a wire or is that just one solid piece? Maybe this isn't wired and this back piece can't actually be posed. I'm not sure. But this looks pretty stunning. Just again, the attention to detail. It's dark, it's scary looking. It's definitely not for everyone. But I know as soon as I saw this, I was thinking, yeah, Mafia is going to have a field day with this one. And he's right too. He's not wrong. This looks amazing. So what do you think, folks? Are you getting this? Just going to look at some of these comments. Looks amazing, but it's a pass for me. Not a zombie guy. Yeah, I tend to agree with you. If I love the movie and if the effects were better in the face in the movie, maybe I'd consider it then. No news coming for the other Spideys. The meme pick was a teaser or a meme. No, I think they're coming. Do you know what it is? I'd say Hot Toys are getting through that the photo they dropped back in March with all those upcoming releases that they've basically released them all, apart from the comic book Iron Man that was recalled, and the Miles Morales, which that's been going on too long, let's be fair. Man, I'm trying to catch up with these comments. I did not expect this. Lee O'Reilly, seeing some of the banger Hot Toys have dropped recently really makes me hope they go back and do some work on the Peacemaker figure. Yeah, that Peacemaker figure. That was a fail. Yo, Mike, yes, the images of Icon third-party arms on the regular Strange would look amazing with this guy. Acid for Blood. Wow, there's a name. I bet you this person is getting this figure. Hi, 16 figure focus and chat. Congrats on your first live stream. Thank you. 33 in the chat. Really wasn't expecting. Is this a 2-pack with Bernie? Yeah. Come on, be nice, Keith. I'm in my best behavior here because I know that people love the movie. I just did not like it all. But yeah, it just wasn't for me. Well, this is a work of art, though. It's pretty amazing, but I'm not going to buy it. But I completely understand why everyone will. A lot of people will jump on this. Looks great. Can't drop 400. Yeah, it's spendy enough. $385. That doesn't include your transport, your customs, your tax, whatever. Details are just on another level on this creepy figure. Yeah, you're not wrong. I think I'll be getting this, not ordering for a while. Yeah. At that price point, I can't justify right now, but who knows? Yeah, you never know, Lael, man. Maybe the Devil's Workshop will do a deal on this. Oh, I can't see it though. You know what, Lael? I think that this is a one and done. I can't see them like reissuing this one. I think this is one of those ones that like only a certain type of collector are going to get. And in the future, it's going to be, I don't like saying the G word, but you know, it's going to be one sought after, I'd imagine. Yeah, that Miles, that's, where is it? Like, come on. A lot of people want it. I think it's a huge collector piece. Secondary price market would be really high, if I'd say so. Yeah. No interest in the Dead Strange, which is great for my wallet. I totally agree with you. I know exactly where you're coming from there. Anyway, I'm going to flick through some of these photos because I really want to get to look at all the detail. How many of these little demons is there? Like, there's about 6 there. There must be like a dozen on it. Skulls everywhere. But like, if someone's a massive Doctor Strange fan, and if they're mad into the comics and they love the movies and they love this movie and they like this part, like if they're a zombie person as well, if they really like collecting them, like this must be just like Christmas for them, like, because it is so creepy. I'm not sure I feel comfortable having that in my house, not even in my room, like. And like the head sculpt, I think the head sculpt here looks realer than the actual effects that they used in the movie. This is creepy. Like, it's just, see all that, like the torn back cheek, the rotted teeth, the gaps in between the teeth, the scarring, even the eyes. Anyone notice it has the PERS or SIRS system? Kind of the eyes, they don't look dead. They look like they possibly move. Even like the chest cavity here, just like all the scrapes and stuff on it. It's a pretty dark part of the movie. So what does he come with? Obviously the wings, all these hands. You can display it with the cape that look like wings. It really does look like the crow or something like that. So you can display it like with the wings in the back, or you can just display it like this without the wings. They show the boots. It's so funny when they show the boots. Although these boots are kind of unique looking, I don't think we've seen like them before. I suppose this is like, this guy was Defender Strange, I think, wasn't he? So yeah, it's all kind of torn up. A few swap out hands, base. Yeah, look, this is, I think that's a home run for a lot of people. All right, so we'll take another look at the chat before proceeding. Just want to switch up my banner now. So what was that? So we got into released, announced. I think they were all the announcements I want to cover. I think the next thing I'm going to go on to is ordered. So these are like things that I've ordered this week. I actually ordered stuff this week. I know I don't, pre-ordering is like not the done thing at the moment, but one of them wasn't really a pre-order, but I'll tell you. Right. Just catching up on some of these chats. Again, thanks very much for participating in the chat. It definitely means I'm not just talking to myself. So where did I pick up? So Keith says production run might be low due to recent drop in pre-orders. That's a fact. Might not make a large volume units for HK resellers to sell. That's true. That's true. Yeah, you could be right there. A lot of the troopers are being dropped down, which is great for me, or trooper collectors. Universal Key. This would be a good piece to put out for Halloween. Yeah, 100%. You put that like on a console table out in your hall or something like that. freak out kids who are trick-or-treating. I cancelled my Miles Morales taking too long to come out. Did you change your mind? You no longer like it, or just got sick of waiting? Because you're fairly close to the release, I'd imagine. Alan is all in on that Zombie Strange. I think the chat removed the code. I noticed this has happened before entering numbers. Is there a way of workaround? The way of workaround, we could ask a question. Whoever gets the question right. Yeah, well, see if you're happy with that, Brandon. I could ask a question, and then like a simple question, and then whoever types it into the chat first, they'll hit you up on Instagram and you can give them the code. How does that sound? Just let me know if you're comfortable with that, Brandon. My only gripe is that the hair should be tied back, right? I was looking at that. I'm not sure. Maybe like when they buried him, he didn't have the old hipster top knot going on. Figure looks truly tremendous. There's one image of him hovering about the hands, and yeah, looks great. It's only a matter of time before we start getting the rest of the Marvel Zombies. Small fan base, such a small production number, and high second market prices. Yep. All right. So we're going into things I've ordered. So I actually ordered some stuff this week. Only two things. One of them is in stock at Sideshow, and it's a Trooper. So basically, I was looking at this Trooper on Toys Wonderland. They, as usual, they dropped down the prices, and I did the maths on it. And basically, if I ordered it from the Devil's Workshop, I would have got it for €180, which is about $180 shipped. And I should have pulled the trigger, and I didn't. I don't know why it wasn't going to go any cheaper. But I should have pulled the trigger, and I didn't. And then I was looking at a lot of other places that I usually go to, sold out. So I went to Sideshow, and for Star Wars Celebration, they were knocking like 15% off. So I ended up going with them. I'll show you what it is now as well. It was just a really, really cool Trooper. You can probably guess it. All right, so okay, so Brandon is in the code, Brandon is in the chat, and he says that works. Is anyone else in the chat interested in the code? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask a question to the chat, and then if you want the code, answer the question, and the first person that comments the answer gets the code, and you can just email Brandon Salad. He might drop his hand or something like that, or even email me and I'll get it off Brandon. So I'm going to ask a question. If you want the code, answer the question correctly. First person to answer the question correctly, pop it in the chat, gets it. Right, so the question is, what is my number one favorite 1/6 scale figure in my collection? If you want the code, pop it into your answer in the chat. So if you want that code for the Trooper, it's for one of the Troopers, the Star Wars Celebration exclusives. Not sure if it's the Chrome Death Trooper or the Chrome Clone Trooper, but if you want it, just answer that question, answer it correctly. What is my favorite 1/6 scale figure in my collection that I have in hand? Right, so while you're doing that, it's not Mysterio. I'll come back to that anyway. I want to go into the next part. So ordered. These are things that I've actually picked up and things that I've actually ordered. So 1 second, I'm going to share something. Right, so slides. And okay, right. Right, so Ben Tradisu. So this week, I actually picked up the Assault Tank Commander. It was a Trooper. It was always going to happen. I really, really like this design. It's unique. And it's going to go down into the Trooper cabinet. Yes, they have a Trooper cabinet. It's an IKEA Millsbow down in the sitting room, in the kind of living room. So if you are curious to see what that looks like and how I put it together, if you go onto my YouTube channel after this live stream and just look for, it's like my Trooper display. It's in the display tips. The collection tours and display tips playlist. Just type in like Trooper collection into it. You'll see it. And just go through how I put it together and stuff like that. But this is going to pop in. And I have the Transport Trooper on order as well. I'm waiting for it. I ordered it like week ago, and it's just en route. So I'm gonna try and see that. Okay, so go on to the next part here. So this is the obviously Salt Tank Commander. I picked this up, and the next thing, I actually pre-ordered this, and my logic was that even though I haven't pre-ordered stuff recently, my logic is that I saw this for a lot cheaper on Toys Wonderland than it was on Sideshow. So I pulled the trigger on it and I put it on a payments plan because even though I haven't been pre-ordering things, I do like payment plans. And what I used to do is if I really, really wanted something, I put it on a payment plan, I get it paid off, a few months before it was released. And then I realized there's no real point in doing that. You can just do it, not pre-order, and then in about a year's time, when the figure is due to come out in 3 or 4 months, pre-order before that, and your last payment should coincide then with the release date. You're not getting stung with a massive bill. You're just, you just keep being smart and diluting out the payments. But I saw I was on Toys Wonderland for, I think it was maybe a $75 cheaper or something than Sideshow. And I know the shipping costs are crazy, and that's kind of something I want to talk about. So I can't remember. I'll just actually, I want to switch in and show you the tab that I have open here, because it'll show you the price, because I want to talk about something briefly, which is a bit shocking. 1 second. That's a little bit shocking. That's more than a little bit shocking. Okay. Right. I want you to take a look at this. So I actually ordered this during the week, right? Now, it's 416 and 3 cent, right? So 416 and 3 cent. Now, if you look on Sideshow, which we can actually do here now, 1 second. I'm just going to go on to Sideshow. I'm just going to get this ready. I'm just going to compare the prices, okay? 1 second. So just remember 416. So I have the setup. I'll just, I'm not going to switch back and forth. So this exact same set that is here. So it's Batman and the Bat Signal from the movie, the Batman, the complete set. On Sideshow is 490, basically 400, and it's 495 euro and 84 cent. There's not much difference in the price conversion from euro and dollars. So on Sideshow, this set is 495 euro and 84 cents. Now here, the second batch price is 416. That is a significant difference. You're talking an 80, probably $5 difference. That's huge. Now, if you look here, it says shipping to Europe. So United Kingdom, that'd be England, Scotland, Wales. So obviously Ireland are not part of that. So we'd be in Europe, and the price would be 185. Now, unless for some reason, incorrectly, the people in Hong Kong think that Ireland are part of the United Kingdom, which we are not, it would actually work out cheaper if it was. But if you look at this is estimated airmail service rates, and this is estimated sea freight service rates. So this one is the quicker one, and it's 185 US dollars. Now, people give out about Toys Wonderland's pricing and their shipping costs. That's insane. But I have never paid that much for anything. I've said it before, if I order a standard trooper, like that Assault Tank Commander Trooper from Sideshow, it'll cost me about $45. It's actually got up a bit to nearly $50 now. And if I order from Toys Wonderland, on a bad day, it would cost about $70. But if the price is really, really low for the figure, you still save money by going with the Devil's Workshop. Now, I don't know where they're getting these prices from. It's possible that this says US dollars, and maybe they haven't actually converted that from Hong Kong dollars, because sometimes they do that. They do silly things like that. So that actually might be Hong Kong dollars. They just haven't wrote HK dollars next to it. But I just noticed that, and I thought that was insane. But I've never, ever, maybe that's why a lot of people are being put off them, because I've never, ever paid that ridiculous shipping. I've never even paid $75 for a 6-scale figure. Just, I did notice that today, and I thought it was worth flagging. Quick check in the comments. Okay. Okay, so Brandon said that works. Anyone interested in the code? Have to go, mate. Loving the stream though. Highlight him today. Be back for the next one, bro. Thank you. Good stuff, Alan. Funky, Cole, Sander, Mysterio. No, it's not Mysterio. Okay, Hammy wins. Hammy High wins Mark 6 Iron Man. So basically, if you want that code, if you want to follow Brandon Salad on Instagram, or even like hit up my Instagram and then I can get the code for you and give it to you from Brandon or whatever. Unless you follow Brandon already on Instagram, you can contact him. But yeah, so Hammy wins. He was the first person to say that is actually my favorite 1/6 scale figure in my collection. So basically my favorite figure in my collection. And William owns original short. I do love the original Shore Trooper, but no, it's not my favorite. It's my favorite trooper. If you missed out on codes, still possible to message Sideshow. All right, that's great to know. All right, that's probably like comment of the night. Tank Commander is a great figure. Great to see Rogue One figures being released. 100%. I don't collect DC, but Roberts Pattinson is tempting. 100%. 26 in the chat. Hit that like button, peeps. Thanks very much. Acid for Blood. The shipping and tax from Sideshow has stung me a time too many. Yeah. I think it's really all about the Hong Kong resellers who are reputable, like the likes of Toys Buying Agent or Lion Rock Toys, who seem to have a very, very good representation or reputation even. I'm a Marvel collector, but this is one of those exceptions. Love the film. Yeah, so this was always going to happen. I was going to hold out a bit longer to pre-order, but basically it's the price difference. And look, I'm not worried about that shipping cost because like that's just not happening. Like I've never paid shipping costs like that. And even like this is like a bit of a deluxe set. I've never paid that ever. The most I've ever paid for them was like maybe $70 or something, but that was usually on a figure that had been so dropped down it was totally worth it. Like the inner Batman looks like it may have a Batman Bruce Wayne 2-pack option. Yeah, I saw that. I saw they kind of released teaser images, didn't they, during the week? And it was like, it looked like the Bruce Wayne, the Robert Pattinson Bruce Wayne from the funeral scene where he has the kind of straight kind of curtains hairdo and the kind of overcoat and the suit. And like the tailoring looks great and all, but like it's very, how do I say this? It's impressive, but I wouldn't spend money on it. Like I wouldn't be like, oh, if it was like 300, 400, I don't think I wouldn't do it. If it's a 2-pack, that's different. If it's a 2-pack, that might make a bit more sense. That would entice people. If it's like Batman and then the Bruce Wayne, that would make a bit more sense. But I wouldn't buy Bruce Wayne on its own. I don't know. I just don't, collecting civilians. I don't tend to do it. It's like one of those, again, you probably said this loads of times before. It's like staying in my lane. So Leah Riley, the shipping and tax from Sideshow has stung me too many. Yeah. You need those Hong Kong-based resellers who offer worldwide shipping or even free worldwide shipping, and maybe even mark things down as a gift. Yeah, but something like that, or maybe pay like the likes of Toys Buying Agent or something like that. All right, so the next thing I wanted to go into, I wanted to stop this one. Now I can stop sharing this now. And I want to check out something a bit different. So you 1 second now. Right, so we've gone through released, we've gone through announced. Ordered, yeah, so I ordered the Assault Tank Commander. I still put on a payment plan because I don't need it now and I want to draw out the payment. I did pretty well. I had 10 euro in points with them, and then the 15% took off another like 30. Basically got free shipping on it. Still have to pay customs. Bit annoyed that I didn't just go with Toy Wonderland when I had the chance, because I would have saved an additional like $50, something like that. But yeah, so I did that and I stuck the Batman on a payment plan. And it was a really low payment plan. I think I paid like $100 up front and then put like $30 a month for like 10 months, something like that. So, because I just didn't want to have like a bunch of payment plans coming out at the one time, because next year would be messy enough. Like if they fix that Doc Ock head sculpt, if they release the MCU Goblin, the MCU like Hobgoblin version, there's a lot going on next year. So I want to have some things paid off and then jump on some deals. I just want to flick through this because the next thing I wanted to go on to is things that have arrived. Oh, this is very, very short. There's only one thing that has arrived. I still haven't taken photos of it. So this is the Batman, obviously the Batman, the DX19. Sitting looking at it here, I just have it standing on kind of standing over the saddle of the Batpod. So it's like he's like straddling the Batpod. He's like standing up. The cape's like draped over one shoulder. He has the EMP gun. Just looks amazing. Like put him in that pose day one, and just I've no desire to take him out of it yet. When there's like so much you can do, because he has the sticky bomb gun, the grapple gun, the EMP, the sonar head sculpt, the head sculpt, the normal head sculpt's fantastic. The sonar eyes light up, all this kind of stuff. Like, but yeah, really, really happy with it. Anyone in the chat pick up the DX19? So I really did not expect this many people here. I didn't really expect this amount of chats either. So I don't either, but I'm a sucker for good tailoring. Yes, so am I. That was one of the things that drew me. The head sculpt, obviously the rooted hair, not a rooted hair person for the. I'm talking about the in-art Joker. Sorry. The tailoring really drew me in. It was the first time I saw a 1/6 scale heat leather Joker where the tailoring was just absolutely nailed. The head sculpt nailed as well, and the rooted hair. I'm not a rooted hair person. I like sculpted hair, but it was just so good. So if the actual product matches the prototype, it's just going to work wonders for them. It's the best form of advertising they could have. Bennigan says, "Hey mate, what's up? All good." I see you were commenting on the Attention Seeking Geeks live stream last Thursday. I was supposed to be on it, but I couldn't. Leah Riley, I just can't justify what they could potentially charge for a dude in a suit. Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. I know that the Joker is kind of a dude in a suit, but he's not really either, because he has like I know you're talking about Pattinson, Bruce Wayne. I get that, but like it's kind of, they probably use a lot of. I think they use a similar body even or something like that. It's a similar design if you think about it. It's like a suit with a long overcoat. It's just the Joker's one's purple and comes with a guy with scars, white paint, and green hair. So I'd say a lot of the techniques are the same, like, But yeah, I don't think if it's a 2-pack, maybe. To be honest, I don't think so. I think the Hot Toys one is just so good. Like, why would you? I'd have to wait and see. I could be eating my own words, but I just know myself enough. I don't think I'd pay that money for just a civilian. Got my first trooper coming next week. Stormtrooper Commander Kenobi is tempting me to grab more. Stormtrooper Commander is fantastic because it could be a representation of Mandalorian, original trilogy. Like, you could take off the pauldron. It could be a normal trooper. They're really, really cheap. Can't wait for Bo-Katan. Yeah, Bo-Katan is on the horizon, I'd say. I'm going to get it, certainly. Sorry, I'm after losing track here. Figurassic Park, what are you getting? Is it the DX19 or the Batman, or is it the in-art version? KG, we have a celebrity. So we have a lot of celebrities actually in the chat today. I'm glad we had both Wonder Twins. How are you, man? I'm going to start to do like live streams where we bring other guests on. Oh yeah, I must actually, the outline, what you're watching now is obviously my first live stream, and the ones entitled The Focus, they're not going to be scheduled. That's just going to be me on my own. Whenever I feel like, I'll just pop on. Like, as in, they're not going to be like once a week, whatever. Maybe I'll do twice a week, maybe I'll do 3 weeks, maybe just one a month. That's just me on my own. They're solo runs. Then Visions is when I'll just basically ask a collector, maybe a YouTuber, maybe just a member of the chat, just to come on and would they be interested in just talking about their past, present, and future of them collecting. Basically, like how they started collecting, where their collection is at now, and where they see their collection moving into the future. And then No Loyalty, which is a bit of a fun one, is maybe myself and maybe 2 other people, maybe they're collectors, maybe the YouTubers, just come on and we just like hunt for deals. We might like isolate a figure and then we have to go and find it on different websites and stuff like that, just to kind of show people that you need to shop around. But I'm sure people know that anyway. I might be on my own here, but I display the DX19 with the Bale head sculpt. Think it's fantastic. You're not on your own. It is fantastic. They made him fresh, but I suppose they did rebrand it the Dark Knight trilogy. They got all aspects of the head sculpt right. The head sculpt is super. I thought he's going to be haggard looking because they originally had advertised it as the Dark Knight Rises DX19. But we got 34 in the chat. That's the most I've ever had. Considering it's the first live stream, that's good for me. That's great for me. Yeah, but I love the head sculpt and the face plates. The only Hot Toys figure I ever was disappointed by was the DX02. I've loved the Dark Knight since I've seen it. I worked backwards. It was long sold out. I overpaid for it. When I got it, I was so disappointed. It was the eyes looked goofy. The mouth plates looked goofy. It was a glorified statue. It was a very thick, rubbery suit. Every time you'd bend, the elbow would flip back. The ankles were basically broken. I'm not sure if they broke them when it came at it, or that I didn't notice, but they were always very loose, and I realized they were broken. And I got it new, but yeah, I was just really disappointed by it. So I sold it in anticipation of this, and great move. I took a loss on it, but yeah, can't win them all. Bennikin says, I can't wait for Chrome Mando and the Pedro sculpt. Yeah, that Chrome Mando is fantastic. Just really, really annoyed a lot of people. Like, but yeah, it's their business. They're always going to make something newer and shinier and better. But yeah, it does look great. A lot of people wouldn't actually pose it with the arm of the speeder bike with all the stuff hanging off it. You know, like the bags that have the crate dragon meat in, and the Boba Fett armor and all that kind of stuff, and with the satchel with Grogu. I think that looks deadly. Like, I think that would be really, really that'd be a real showpiece. That's like, you know, like I have 5 details. That'd be like one you'd put in the middle, like on the nearly the top one, or the, you know, the really front and center, basically. KG would love to come on anytime. 100%. That is going to happen. That is going to happen. We'll work something out. I'm still trying to. I want to find times that suit Europeans, but possibly suit Americans. Well, I think you're West Coast, aren't you, KG? And speaking of the West Coast, apparently it's the best coast. Mario as well. Hey, Mario. That's actually great having the Wonder Twins and Mario here. And so a lot of people in the chat, like, who I'd see, you know, in various different streams, like Figurassic Park, Bob Dylan, Six Scale Padawan, Bennikin, Brandon Salad, Ask for Blood. I can't remember. I think I've seen you somewhere before as well. I can't remember where. Figurassic Park, the DX19. I'm going to get it. Do you think Hot Toys or any other company will release the 1989 Batman? Like, I'm never going to be the one who tells you, my sources say. I have no sources. I know nothing. I'm completely speculating. Honestly, I don't think so. I think the 1989 Batman, it could be done. Unless that new Flash movie that has Michael Keaton in it, they release it. But I've seen the suit. It's not the same. And 1989 fans like myself, like we're kind of purists in a way. We like to have the representation of the screen, so it's similar. It's just not. It's not the same. I think the 1989 is a nicer suit. And with the nostalgia, you're always going to gravitate towards that. Unless there's, I think that particular movie involves, like, you know, time travel and stuff like that, and I think it involves multiverses. I haven't read the comic. I must, but they could maybe, if in that movie, even for like a scene or a part of that movie, they go back to that kind of era in that universe, and he has the 1989 suit on, then it's reissue central. I can't see it happen though. I just can't. European friendly streams would be a dream. Yeah. Where are you from, Bennikin? And Figurassic, yeah. Got the Dark Knight Batman and Batcave's weapons locker back when it came out recently, and got the Bat bike, but Catwoman on order to finish the set. The Dark Knight, Batman, and Batcave weapons. Oh, right, you got the armory. Yeah, that's a pretty nice piece. Wales, good stuff. And Acid for Blood. So it's 8 a.m. on a Sunday. You're up very early. Okay, so I just want to flick through the next thing here. So I suppose, one second. Predictions. Okay, just for fun. And again, I have no sources. I have no secret person who works in Hot Toys. I'm not even going to pretend like I do, because I just don't. These next few figures are figures I think that Hot Toys probably will make. They haven't been announced yet. That's what they have in common, but they are still current and relevant, and I have reasoning for all of them. And it would actually surprise me if they don't make these figures. I think I have like 4 or 5, but yeah. Remember, I did just want to remind you, like, I hope we've all seen Obi-Wan Kenobi. Have you seen episode 3? If you've seen episode 3, write a 3 in the chat. If you've seen episode 3, write a three in the chat. Because I'm just giving you a little spoiler warning now. Might be dropping in bits and pieces. You have been warned. Yeah, so that's I'm going to drop that out. So have we seen episode 3 of Obi-Wan Kenobi? Spoil away. Mario is funny. Benekin says, yeah, 3. Now it's kind of spoilers and dad jokes more than anything else. Do you know, this is fairly dark now, but my favorite bit of my favorite bit of episode 3 of, oh god, this is so dark, like, but this is actually my favorite bit of the show. Just in case you didn't see it. Class. Yeah. Man, just it's just so dark, like. God, I can't believe Disney actually allowed that. I cannot believe Disney's actually allowed that. I'm probably going to get caught for copyright now. Totally worth it. I did look. I did promise we'd have good crack. Yeah. Sorry, just had to. God. Yeah. So it's so dark. Like, he just unleashed the carnage on people. I'm surprised the mouse allowed it now, to be honest. Yeah, literally dark. Yeah, you know what? This guy, he's like the dark side of the force. This is the stuff he should be doing. Like, you know what I mean? Back into the left. Yeah. Was so thankful they didn't care about showing crap like that. Yeah, and that Stormtrooper got a doing. Badass Vader. Yeah, absolutely. I wonder will I get copyrighted for good crack? Yeah. There's a man who appreciates a good dad joke. Yeah, just one more time. Just one more time. Just one more time. Just one more time. Jeepers, you can even hear it. Like, yeah, that was dark, but like, I'm really glad that they did that. And he didn't even say anything. He didn't say come out, Obi-Wan, whatever. He just like started absolutely unleashing the fury on people. Like, all right. So predictions. And you can let me know if you agree or disagree with any of these as well. I think they're kind of solid. So this is the first one. Like, I know that they're releasing the Green Goblin, but it's more like the Raimi version, the one where he has the complete green suit and the helmet. I'm not a fan of the Raimi verse Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans, or even the Andrew Garfield. I think Tom Holland's the best Spider-Man, or the best. Also, in my opinion, he's the best. He's the one his movies I liked the most. He's pretty much had like a trilogy origin story, though, if you think about it. But I didn't particularly like. I didn't like the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans. I know it's controversial, but I really liked the way the MCU take aspects and elements from the comic book source material and pick and choose and put stuff in. This is the one I'm waiting for. I know that they've released or announced that they're going to make the Green Goblin, and it's up for pre-order now. But that really is the Raimi-verse version. This is the one that I really like because, number one, I am a sucker for battle damage. Number two, I like the way they have the torn purple hoodie. And this is cool. This was just a massive oversized hoodie in the movie, but then obviously got battle damaged and torn. And this gives like a solid nod to the source material. He's got this little satchel, this kind of like these pouches on his belt, again, because he had a pouch in the source material from the comics. You have the bombs, and then the heavily battle damaged version here, and all that. These look like they're broken as well. Imagine this on a battle damaged glider. Like, this is the announcement that hasn't happened yet that I'm looking forward to the most. I think that would look amazing. That is what I really, really need to see. What do you think? Is this coming? I'm gonna like stall this here now for like a minute, and I just want you to tell me if it's coming or not. What do you think? Do you want this? Anyone else interested in this? Am I clutching at straws here? Could this be like a Toy Fair exclusive or something? I said that in one of my videos before. I did a pre-order preview video for this. Or no, top 5 anticipated announcements video, something like that, and someone's like, "Yeah, this is never going to be a Toy Fair exclusive because it's too detailed and stuff like that." And fair enough, like the person did eventually change their mind, but this is the type of thing they should be doing for Toy Fair exclusives. Stormtrooper found the high ground and was not all that. Yeah. I presume that reaction was to the Vader. Renz, the artist, how are you? Toby is greater than Tom. Come on now, KG. It's not maths. We all know this is subjective. We're just going to have to agree to disagree. But that keeps it interesting. I like when people just give their opinions and differ. That's the thing. Like a lot of the videos, like I love when people leave comments and they come with like polar opposing views. And like the vast majority of people are like really respectful about doing it. They're like, yeah, that's fine. You like that, but you know, I don't like that. That's cool. It's very rarely you get a salty comment. But then again, maybe my channel is just really, really small. No worries, Figurassic Park. I really appreciate you being here and engaging in the chat. Let's just thank you very much. Benekin, Andrew, greater than God. It's, you know, this is going on. This is one of those arguments that these debates that will never be settled. Everyone has their own favorite. I suppose that's it, really, isn't it? Like, but does no one want this? Like, does no one want this hobgoblin? Like, am I sharing the screen properly? Like, can people not see this? I think this would be amazing. Like, I just want one person to say yes or no. What do you think, folks? Anyone getting this? 33 people. Tumbleweed, radio silence. Anyone interested in this? Thank you, Daryl Smith Jr. I think this is a great version. This is the one I'm looking for. It would be great to have this posed up with Doc Ock. I think like at the moment I pretty much have on the floating shelves. If you haven't checked out my video on the floating shelves, if you have a small room and you have a few details, whatever, and you're looking to maximize space, those IKEA LACK, that's LACK, IKEA LACK floating shelves. They're €8. It's about $8, $9. They're so easy to install. Like, I'm not a DIY expert. If I can do it, anyone can do it. It's a case of drilling 2 holes in the wall, popping them in, easy peasy. But they look so clean. Again, if Lael was here, he'd be doing a squeaky voice making fun of me. But they do look really clean. You can't see any like unsightly like latches or anything on them to hold them on. They're like they look like you're just stuck to the wall by magic, hence floating shelves. And all 5 of them are pretty much, at the moment, I've got the Battle Damage Mark 85, Battle Damaged, I like Battle Damage, Thanos from Endgame. I've got Rocket on top of Iron Patriot's shoulder and then Endgame cap. And I actually have a Spider-Man upgraded suit on top of Mysterio drone. But if I swap that out for the Endgame Loki, the whole thing would be an Endgame display. And what I'd like to do is, you know, every few weeks or months, swap it out from a different display, maybe like a Star Wars display, and then have like a No Way Home display in the future and stuff like that. Check out those floating shelves. You're trying to maximize some space. Okay, a few more comments before I go on to the next prediction. And I think they will actually announce this. I really do. So villains don't usually do as well. And if they are released in smaller numbers, it's possible, but not sure the order will be big enough to release Hobgoblin. It'd be so unfortunate considered he was like this in the majority of the movie. But I can see your point as well. I think the Toby fans would want to get the other version. KG, you know what I like about you, KG? Well, lots of things, but you're a diehard Dark Trilogy fan. I love that. They're Dark Knight Trilogy fan. Same. And like the similar we've opposing opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to which Spider-Man you like and I like, but I think we can both agree on this. This is an amazing version. Daryl Smith Jr., I would get this version. Benekin, I'm only collecting Star Wars at the moment. Give me Kenobi figures. Yeah, actually, that reminds me, they're going to come up on some of these predictions. It has a more tactical look. Yeah, it looks military. It's weird. It's like, I think it's because it's so bulky and chunky, it looks military, but then it still gives a strong nod to the comic books. I've liked William Dafoe as well ever since Platoon. If you haven't seen Platoon, what a film. Mike, is it Fayella? I know I've seen you before in like multiple streams and in I think some of my Instagrams as well. So Mike Afela. I think this isn't bad, but need the glider for me to pick it up. Yeah, that's the thing. Like if this didn't come with the glider, if they announced this and didn't come with the glider, like I'd have to either get a custom glider or buy the clean version and use that version. But then it mightn't look right because then the clean version would be clean and this would be battle damage. This would be good with a cracked version of the mask. True. All the way gives me animation vibes. Yeah. Gotta shoot. Great job on your debut show. Enjoy your. Thank you. Really appreciate it, man. Look after yourself, Fuzzy Dunlop. All right, so move on to the next one. So the next prediction, again, it's pure speculation. I have no sources. These are kind of like, it's kind of wishful thinking, but it would not surprise me if they drop this. This one here, they're doing the Batman. They're doing the Bat Cycle. In fact, they have the Batman. They have the Batman Deluxe, the Batman and the Bat Signal, the Bat Signal itself, and they have released this Bat Cycle. And they said they've teased. I know Hot Toys are famous for teasing things and not doing them, but they've teased the Batmobile, and that they did say more the Batman figures or announcements upcoming. Who else are they going to do? Surely it has to be the Riddler and her. Are they going to do a Penguin? Are they going to do a Gordon? How deep are they going to go into this line? But like, this is like, for me, I'd be very happy. I've got, obviously, the first time I pre-ordered in a long time was this that, like I explained earlier on the show, the Hot Toys, the Batman and Bat Signal. And I think that's going to look beautiful on one of those floating shelves that I discussed. But if I had her standing next to them, that would probably be enough for me for representation of the film. Like, you know, that'd be, I wouldn't need the complete line. I mean, I love the Dark Knight trilogy, but I'm not going to complete the entire line. Like, but this, I think that'd be enough, because then you'd have like the three key characters really: Batman, Catwoman, and the Signal. Pair that up with that Yan Toys Riddler, that Puzzle Man. That looks pretty good. I mean, as far as third parties go, that's a nice little figure. It's like €118, which is, again, when I'm just, for the Americans, if I'm saying euro, you can just basically convert that to dollars, because the euro is only slightly stronger than the dollar. So they're more or less the same. Like, you add like a few dollars on. There's only, I don't know, is it 3% in the distant difference? Already been 3 months since the debut of the film. We should have figures up for pre-order by now, in my opinion. Yeah, you're not wrong. We're all thinking about Kenobi, Thor, Multiverse of Madness at the moment. They're leaving it late. Yeah, man, but they had a DeLorean there for 7 years. That was pretty late too. Do you know what I mean? You just can't rule anything out. Like, their logic will never make sense to us, but I just, if recent events are anything to go by, you can't rule out anything, like, you know. So, but you're right, they do strange things, but maybe it's because they're just really like, they when I saw that upcoming releases image that they put up, I was thinking, yeah, they're upcoming for the rest of the year. They're gone, they're done, they're all out, apart from like the comic book Iron Man, which was recalled, and the Miles Morales Spider-Man, which hasn't been released yet. But after them two are out, that's done. They can nearly release another one of those photos then. Probably won't, but maybe that's holding things up on those, say, the Spider-Man from No Way Home, or maybe this year, or even the Riddler, or the Batmobile. All those things, like, are, hopefully they're coming. All right, so the next one, so this one anyway, yeah, this one for me, that'd be, yeah, no-brainer. Like, again, I don't dopo things. Don't let the shirt fool you. Actually, speaking of the shirt, so if you 6-scale scavengers, I'm sure you all know them, and I'm sure you're all following them. But like, someone was asking about the shirts, they're still actually available on their T Republic store. So if you go to 6-scale scavengers YouTube channel and go to the about section, go to their T Republic, T Public site, and yeah, their t-shirts are quite nice. I actually picked up 2 other ones. They've like a load of really cool designs. So I have my moments, but thing is, your point is just as valid, like maybe even more so. I think I'm definitely wishful thinking a bit, but like, yeah, like this, like, she did such a good job as well. I really want this. I think it would look great. Okay. Next one. Spoiler. Kenobi's in the Kenobi show. So this, okay, I'm going to let you talk for a minute or two. So can you just, like, in the chat, I presume this is a no-brainer. This is an absolute no-brainer. It is, I think it's the viewing figures for the Kenobi show was bigger than any other show they've had released to date. Like, just the viewership, like, it like trumped, I think it even trumped The Mandalorian, the first few episodes, in terms of viewership. So surely to God, this is going to be released, like the normal version of Kenobi. I don't have a Kenobi, and I wasn't gone on the what's the Revenge of the Sith version. I didn't like his look in that anyway. I actually didn't really like. I like Ewan McGregor, and I like the way he portrays the character. But I think this version could go on to be his best portrayal of his acting. Is fantastic in this, and his acting, due to the script, some points there was a lot of cheese in the prequels, and there was a lot of just dodgy lines. That's not his fault; it's just the way they gave it. But this seems to be a lot better scripted. It's a lot. It definitely is a lot darker. Just in case you've forgotten how dark it is. Just in case you've forgotten how dark it is. Yeah. Just that dark. A moment's silence. So I think the script they're giving him, the lines they're giving him, and the direction they're going with it, he looks petrified. Like, he looks absolutely tortured. And I think that tortured soul kind of character lends itself to good acting a lot of the times. You know, it's an interesting character to follow. So I do think they're going to give us this. In fairness, that's a no-brainer, really, isn't it? Mike says, I'm interested to see what version will look like, because I don't have a Kenobi figure. Yeah, I think this is going to be my Kenobi. If they release this version, it's really simple. The Jedi robes and a lightsaber and a decent beard, decent head sculpt. That's, yeah. Kenobi, Vader, and the shiny stormtrooper. Everyone wants shiny stormtroopers. I think if I have one, out of all the troopers I have, in terms of one regular stormtrooper, I've got like the Star Wars, just the one that they branded just Star Wars trilogy, regular stormtrooper. I'm really glad I got it, because they're like hen's teeth now. And I should have got two. Definitely, I should have got two of them. Not sold on the Inquisitors completely just yet. Look, as usual, I'm going to be refined on the whole show. I don't have a Vader, and okay, I'll just show myself out. If he heard me saying that, like, if he heard me, done for. Yeah, I don't have a Vader in my collection, and that brings me on to the next point. But anyway, this is I don't have a Kenobi. This version looks great. I just like the way he's a bit older, the beard, the robes, and just even like the outfit itself is pretty cool. And I just, if they keep going in the direction, they keep this standard, they could be onto a really, really good thing. So the next one. Now, if I were to pick a Vader, if I had to choose, granted the next 3 episodes of the show could completely change my mind. Like, I like it. It's definitely, first few episodes I was like, okay, it's good Star Wars content, didn't blow my mind. The third one just like, sign me up. So I really think that because they had a 40th anniversary Empire Strikes Back, Empire Strikes Back, Vader, Boba Fett, Lando, Luke. I think they're the only ones, weren't they? Next year is 40 years since 1983. I know that because I'm 40 next year. Moment silence. But they may do a 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi Vader, and it would make sense that it has its head sculpt here. Although is the actor here, I can't remember his name. That's sacrilegious. It's not Dave Prowse. I always got confused with that. I know Dave Prowse was in the suit, and then he was voiced obviously by Earl Jones, and then this person here, is it Sebastian? I'm pretty sure it's Sebastian something, was not Dave Prowse. So there's like 3 actors involved in that, and maybe there's obviously stunt doubles and stuff like that as well. But is this actor still alive? I don't know. Would there be rights involved in his likeness and stuff? But it'd be great if you had the Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary and it came with this, because I would prefer an OT. Just OT figures. I prefer. Like for me, Star Wars is OT, Mandalorian, Rogue One, and I'm happy to report the Kenobi series. Hopefully, they just keep the standard. So yeah, Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back is getting expensive now. I would love to have this one here. So I'm just going to flick through a few things. We will get Ben and possibly a young Leia, maybe even a 2-pack. Yeah, people were saying the Revenge of the Sith one came with the baby. So maybe this one will come with the child. I need a Kenobi 2, Shane. If there's a head sculpt on the Vader, will you pick it up? The thing is, if it's all to do with the standard of the show. If the standard they've set for the first 3 episodes, particularly the third one, if it maintains the standard of, say, the third one for the next 3 episodes and escalates, then yeah, like I mean, if they deliver good content that hooks me in, then yeah, maybe it'll be the ones to get. Because what I could do is, let's say hypothetically, the 40th anniversary, they do a Return of the Jedi, Vader. I could pair him with the Bespin Luke, even though they're not from the same film. They're both OT. That won't bother me. And then if they release, say, a good Kenobi and there's like a battle damage version with a head sculpt on this, just something very interesting, I could pair the 2 of them here. And then downstairs, you see, I'm not always going to have the troopers in the mills go downstairs. My plan for downstairs is to have 8 iconic characters. So you'd have like a Vader and a Bespin Luke, the DX-19 with the in-art Joker. You'd have like maybe the Mark 47 with the Spider-Man Deluxe Homecoming. All these iconic. So people come in, no matter who it is. Oh, that's Vader. That's Luke Skywalker. You know, that's C-3PO. That's R2-D2. So they're iconic icons. So you don't have to be like super into it to recognize it. That would be my plan for that. He's a coward. I don't like it. No, man, I disagree. I think he's got pretty much PTSD and he's basically overwhelmed by Vader, who's been practicing the dark side of the Force for 10 years, and Obi-Wan, who's basically beaten himself up as a failure, who has mutilated and he thinks killed his essential brother. I'd imagine that probably plays on your mind a bit. So I disagree with you, Chrissy. I do appreciate your input, but I don't. He's scared of him. But yeah, a coward. He was running away from him as well. But I don't know. I've seen a few UFC fighters run away from people in the ring, but I definitely wouldn't call any of them cowards either. A purge trooper show up. I'd like that. Okay, good stuff. Need a Cad Bane, Mayfeld, and a Reva. Yeah, like I think Reva's story, like I tell you, this is exactly what I think is going to happen. Like I do think Reva was one of the Padawans at the start of the show. If you look closely at those like 5 Padawans in the opening minutes of the show, and if you zoom in on them, like the black girl, like she does seem significantly older than the other Padawans. So she seems like 12 or something. So 10 years later, she'll be around 22. She does look young. Like I actually do think, now it could be a red herring as well. It could be put there just to throw us off. But I do think that she was in the temple. She's a Padawan. Maybe she saw Anakin even. Maybe she hid from Anakin. She watched people getting slaughtered. She hates Anakin. She wants to kill him. I reckon she wants Kenobi to get close, maybe to deliver Kenobi to Anakin, to get close to Anakin, to kill him. That's what I think is going to happen. It's too easy for her to be bad and then turn good. That's just a snore fest. Like, I don't want that to happen. I know Justin mentioned something that he doesn't want that to happen, but that's how I think it's going to go. I think she's definitely, I think the reason she's so aggressive and impatient is because she's acting. She wants the Inquisitors think she hates Kenobi. She hates Kenobi and she wants to kill Kenobi. I think that's what she wants, the impression that she's giving to everyone, that she wants to get him to kill him or to get him to deliver to Vader. But I think she's like basically playing them off against each other. I think she wants to. That's her cover. She wants to get Kenobi, to bring Kenobi to Vader, to have a shot at Vader. That's what I think personally. I could be way off on that. So Vader head sculpt will not be seen till Return of the Jedi. So does that mean you think that you're not going to get an Anakin head sculpt? Moment of silence. Sebastian. Is it Sebastian Shaw, Chrissy? Yeah, because that's the thing is I was going to say something like that, but then you know what it was. Sebastian Stan is the Winter Soldier, isn't it? And I was going to say Sebastian Shaw, but I thought people would be like, no, that's yeah. So all right, Sebastian Shaw, thank you. Come on. All right, side question. Who will go to? Yeah, I'm going to go, man, because I actually have 2 weeks off at that time, and it's an hour away. It's a no-brainer. Branching the collection into different rooms, my man. I'm invading. I'm taking over. What you see behind me is a fully operational battle station, and then the rebel outpost is down in the living room for now. Good points. I would just like to see more from him. I get that. I get you, but I just think he's crippled. Like because imagine like I know it'd be tough on anyone like if they did that to someone, even if they were defending themselves. But I'd say with the whole Force thing as well, I'd say he's absolutely crippled, like with guilt, and hasn't been practicing. Whereas Vader is just like he's been every day. Like you should look at where he's living. Like he's living. He's got a big like fortress built on the point where he got mutilated and turned into this like twisted, um, like cyborg basically. Like yeah, the old Emperor knew what he was doing. Grand Inquisitor would play a role in her story. We know he isn't dead. This is the thing, like, is he a clone? Like, I know his head doesn't look like as elongated as it's supposed to be, like, but I don't know, maybe isn't the Grand Inquisitor just a title anyway? Couldn't they bring someone else in with like a more elongated head that maybe is actually the Grand Inquisitor that we are used to? I have the weeks off. I'm going to Celebration in London. Yeah, I'll see you there, Bennigan. Yeah, we should all like meet up. Like, speaking of iconic, which Luke is the most iconic? It's a great question. I have the gloved hand, the green saber, and the black cloak or dark brown cloak. So I think the Mandalorian one would do for me. I haven't ordered it yet, but it's on the wish list. Farm Boy Luke. I would have to say Besman Luke. I just think Empire Strikes Back, the first real duel we see him in, the blue lightsaber, kind of like, I don't know how to describe that. It's like it's like a flight suit, or it's not really a flight suit, is it? Just that kind of brown beige suit he has. I think that's probably the most iconic for me. Maybe followed by the Jedi Luke then. I'll be getting a lift off you to Celebration Road. Listen, Keith, like that's 100%. Like that is 100%. If you're thinking of going, yeah, definitely let me know, because I think that'd be kind of cool if like we got like a crew to go over and just meet up in the airport and go over. I think Lael's on about going over. It'd be great if some of the American YouTubers were over there and some of the other European YouTubers. I think Ben, the attention-seeking geek, was considering it as well. I think he'll be going, but that'd be pretty cool. Okay, so obviously this is up here, and the next one then, like they kind of go hand in hand. I would prefer an original trilogy Vader. I don't have a Vader. The quarter scale as well. I do intend on getting other quarter scales. I have the Mark III. I have ordered the Dark Knight trilogy, Dark Knight Batman, whenever that will arrive in several years' time. I've been told the quarter scale Vader is the best Hot Toys Vader they've ever done. and I think it comes with the sculpt as well. But right now, the Vader that I think they actually teased it. Yeah. Speaking of which, so this Vader here has been branded the Obi-Wan Kenobi Vader. It says, like, you can actually see it there on the little tab. It does actually say Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, they could be holding back on this. Maybe you're going to see a scene with him unhelmeted where you can actually see his head, kind of all the burns and stuff on him, and you can make out that maybe it's it's Hayden Christensen, just with prosthetics and stuff like that to make him look burned and injured. So like that would be pretty cool as well. I've been told that this is very like the Rogue One Vader, and I've heard nothing but good things about the Rogue One Vader. So this is something that I would definitely be interested in. Carlito, another staple in the collecting community and kind of a consistent chat member. How are you? Bennikin, it's going to be awesome at Celebration. You guys managed to grab an accommodation price to skyrocket. I hate that, man. Oh, it's just, but look, it's supply and demand, isn't it? Yeah. Lael booked his hotel already. I'm going to do the same because it's just one of those with booking.com, you can just get free cancellation. So I'll just do that. But I want to stay somewhere decent. Like I just kind of, like, just want to stay somewhere like comfortable and not too far from the Excel. If they do a Vader sculpt, it would be in the back of the tank. Yeah, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? It's funny, like Vader goes into the back of the tank and everyone's like, oh, that is so cool. And then tomorrow Morrison goes into the back of the tank and it's just like, he ruined Boba Fett. In fairness, Boba Fett just wasn't great. Like the Iron Man. Are you talking about the Mark III, the quarter scale? Carlito, everyone says this is the same as the Rogue One Vader, but were the eyes on the helmet of the Rogue One Vader red like this one? Yeah, I do believe they were. I think people are saying that there's a tint of red off them. You can see it sometimes in Stormtroopers. I think it's a Stormtrooper I have from the original trilogy. Just if you hold light up to them, they're like, there's a slight kind of a green tint. It's unusual. Whereas the Rogue One Vader, I think they're similar. It kind of looks black from a distance, but if you hold light up to it, apparently they're kind of red lenses, like they have a red tint on them. I thought that was quite interesting. Okay, so I see if there's, I think that's the end of that slideshow then. Yeah, it is the end. Right, so I want to go back to other things that I had planned. Yeah, so we've got through all this. All right, so that was released. Just a recap there. So we went through, obviously, the Star Wars released was Taskmaster Mark V, the announced Dead Strange, and then the two Star Wars Celebration chromed up Clone Trooper and Death Trooper ordered. Yeah, I just I made my first pre-order today in months. I had to just start. Wanted to lock in that Batman and Bat Signal. Did that. Few reasons. Toys Wonderland were offering it. No, again, dirty word. Like it was like $90 cheaper than Sideshow, and plus I spread it out in a payment plan so I don't get stung for a massive bill, because I just worry that, like, even though I'm not pre-ordered, I'm definitely not dopo and don't like the shirt fool you, I do want to have certain things paid off before they get announced so I don't get stung with massive bills, because there's a lot of nice things coming. So I want to get someone paid off and all that. And I also picked up that Assault Tank Trooper. Again, stuck that in the payment plan. Don't need it right away. And, got the price down with some points there and the 15% off deal that was going on some Star Wars stuff during the week. Burping. DX19 just looks fantastic. That's been arrived. And then went through a few predictions. Now, I think that was okay. I'm very happy with how things went today. Like at one point we had 34 people in the chat. I thought like 4 or 5 people, and I would have been happy with that, to be honest. Like, but just genuinely, I've said it multiple times before. I love collecting. I love taking photos of the collection. I love making and editing videos. But like one of the coolest things that I like is being able to communicate and just chat with different collectors all over the world, whether that's on a live stream with Lael or Ben or the Jedi's Night Watch or someone like that, or Cam, or whoever, or even just like chatting through Instagram or on the live chats here. That is definitely great. So I really do appreciate that. Just a few things that are going to happen in the channel. I probably have to do a pre-order preview on the Dead Strange. I might get that done tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to be on Lael's channel on the 6-scale man, 1/6-scale man. So that's obviously on his YouTube channel, Collector's Lounge. It's 5 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, which New York time, it's 12 p.m. Or if you're West Coast, it'd be like 9 a.m., I believe. And then I'm on the Jedi Night's Watch on Monday night. It's I think it's 9:30 Pacific time. So actually just double check that while I'm here. Give me 1 second, I'll get that organized for you. So 1 second, Jedi Night's Watch. Yeah, 9:30 Eastern time. Okay. And yeah, so probably gonna get another one of these done during the week. I will put a post up on Instagram. I might give it like a day's notice or something on my own. And I do want to get like the no loyalty cast working as well, and visions. So what I'll do is I'll leave it on this. If anyone out there is interested in taking part in one of the visions live stream, it's really, really simple. You don't have to be a YouTuber. You can just be a regular collector. You don't have to be on Instagram. You don't have to be on YouTube. You basically have to be a collector and have a laptop, internet connection. And it's just, if you want to be interested, if you want to join me on Visions, just send me a message on Instagram. And the idea is that you'll be interviewed, and it's not interviewed, it's a chat. It's a chat. It sounds too formal. And it'll just be kind of like along the lines of, so how did you get into 1/6 scale collecting? Like, when did you get your first one? Like, how did you react to the price to them? Like, and then like, how did you choose to display? Where's your collection at now? Like, how long you've been collecting? So it's like your past, present, and where do you see your collection going? Like, I think that'd be really interesting. And it doesn't have to be YouTubers. Like, it can be just like people in the chat, just regular everyday collectors. That's what you want, because sometimes you've seen the YouTubers talk a lot. Like, I mean, I've definitely told that story of how I got collecting probably in 10 different live streams at this stage. So I'm kind of more interested in, say, people that I don't know and hearing their story and getting their take in it. So I think that would be interesting. Just to address a few comments just before I close it. I was gonna go for a nice hotel and send us out of prices. Yeah, I heard that come out of my mouth, and I was like, yeah, this is going to be crazy, the prices. Apparently the red tint is stronger on the Rogue One Vader. Kenobi is a bit darker. Yeah, cool. Just got home, saw your live stream, Windman42. Thank you. It's the first one. Glad you caught some of it. Keep away from the venue at Bennican. City pricing there. Got a 30-minute tube train to the venue. Yeah. Great stream, Focus. Glad to catch you and chat on your first stream. Look forward to the next one. Thank you. Congrats on the first stream. Got one pretty close to the venue. That is decent enough. A lot of people are saying they missed out on the Chrome Trooper exclusives from Celebration. Sideshow giving codes out like candy in the chat for their live stream Celebration streams. Got 2 without getting the code. All right, folks, look, actually, I just want to check here. There's 30 people in the chat, and I just want to see, I was at 690 subs earlier on, and I just want to see where I'm at now. I'd say I'm probably at 690. Oh, 692. Happy days. I'm eight away from 700. So that'll be a nice kind of a next little target or goal. Folks, I'm going to call it a day there. I just can't thank you enough. I really do appreciate each and every one of you for just joining in and just leaving comments and engaging. It's great that I'm not just talking to myself. Just have to show this clip 3 more times. I'm sure no one will really be too annoyed about it. Some man to use the Force. In fairness, like, I feel the same way when I look at Toys Wonderland shipping costs. I just think, yeah, I'm wondering like who actually made that decision to charge those high prices. You know, it's one of those things like, yeah. Right, folks, I think I'm going to call it a day. Thanks very much. Really appreciate it. If you've got any sort of value or want to support the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. See you next one. Good luck.